This is Mario Kart Wii's funniest gift, and today I'm going to tell you why that's the case. In the clip, we see the text, Tier 5. This is in reference to one of the highest ranks in Mogi Lounge. Unfortunately, the video behind says otherwise. We can see that the player is using Daisy on the Mack bike, which is the second best combo in the game behind Funky Kong on the Flame Runner. They're on the sixth track of the game, Coconut Mall, which comes after Mario Circuit and before DK Summer, or DK Snowball Cross if you would. At the start of the clip, we see them use the Starman item, Star for short. We assume they got this from the first item set, right before the escalators at the start of the race. The Starman, Star for short, is one of the best items in the game as a competitive standpoint. It gives you a speed boost, invincibility from items and track hazards, and you can bump into players and knock them to a standstill. After using the Starman, Star for short, they go for the off-road cut into turn 1. However, they bump into a wall, causing them to go from a speed of 83 kilometers an hour, which is 52.5738 miles per hour, to 0 kilometers an hour, which is 0 miles per hour. Thankfully, the Starman, or Star for short, significantly increases your acceleration, bringing you to the top speed in under a second. This means you don't have to input a technique called the Standstill Mini Turbo, or the SSMT for short. This is a technique used by the pros, where you... Hold on, let me get a controller. You hold down on the drift and the A button at the same time, or the drift and the B button, if you're weird. And then you go side... You don't have to do this, you go side to side. It's meant to, like, give you a Standstill Mini Turbo faster, but it really doesn't. It's just habit, I guess, I don't know. And then you'll see blue spark, and then when you do that, release the drift button or the brake button if you're fucking weirdo. After that, you'll get right back up to top speed in about a second's time. After using the incredible acceleration of the Starman, Star for short, they bump into another wall. Big mistake! Instead of killing their speed from 83 kilometers an hour, which is 52.5738 miles per hour, it instead kills their speed from 105 kilometers an hour, which is 65.244 miles an hour, down to 0 kilometers an hour, which is still 0 miles per hour. Obviously, this is pretty bad. You don't really have to say why, it's pretty bad. But after getting right back up to speed this time, instead of bumping into the wall or throwing again, they got one of Mario Kart's best mechanics. One of the most rewarding, one of the most beneficial, one of the most satisfying mechanics. The shock dodge. It's been in every single Mario Kart game from the start, which means it's been in the start since Super Mario Kart on the SNES. Yes, I! This is a mechanic where using the right items, which are a Mega Mushroom, Mega for short, a Bullet Bill, which is Bullet or Bill for short, or a Starman, Star for short. A shock dodge allows you to just avoid the ability of the lightning, Shock for short. It allows you to maintain your speed and keep all your items that you're holding. After the shock dodge, the player is undoubtedly going to gain a massive advantage. Massive advantage. If successful, they should at least get to 5th place, which is half of their current position being 10th. However, tragedy strikes once again. From the pure excitement, thrill and adrenaline rush of the shock dodge, they hit another wall. For the second time now, their speed goes from 105 kilometers an hour, which is 65.244 miles an hour, all the way back down to 0 kilometers an hour, which is still 0 miles an hour. But they bounce back. They recover. They ignore what happened. They keep on racing. And what do they do? What do they do with this brand new advantage? What do they do with this brand new advantage that they've got? They've just completely forgotten what just happened. It's behind, it's in the past, it's gone. Nothing can change it. So, what do they do? Did you see that? Yeah, so what they meant to do was go over the trick ramp and trick and like land on the floor, maintain their speed, go up the escalator, probably get to 5th or maybe even higher. But instead, let's watch again. What they did was bad. Obviously. Instead of tricking off the trick ramp, they hopped on the trick ramp and drifted right. Which, well, let's watch. Yeah. Which, send them into the blast zone, the abyss, the out of bounds. This is tier 5, by the way. What did we learn from this GIF? Your tier doesn't mean anything, really. You're still gonna, I mean... Like, come on, this is a tier 1 play. Comment, like, subscribe, and fuck Mogi Lounge.